So this is a follow-up video or a part 2 of previous video I did on whether one can rebuild TU5JP4 engine or buy another. So let's go to there's one question I want to clarify here. I actually gave a response to that, but I want to clarify it more. So it's about, can I have a TU6 or EW10 engine successfully installed and get it unrestricted performance value? Now, I remember in the previous video I said a lot of things will have to be replaced if you want to install EW10J4 engine in a 307 originally with TU5JP4 engine. Now I did mention in that video that you can that the dashboard wiring harness will have to be replaced as well. By dashboard wiring harness, I mean the wire that comes from the car cabin, that is the car inside of the vehicle to the engine bay. So then you have to change it for the EW10J4 to work. Now, of course, for those who follow me, you will know that I do all kinds of conversion on Peugeot cars, and I also have one that I'm also already planned and gathering parts to do the conversion for, and that is the same 307, but with the engine I want to install is completely different. Now, it's not like you can't make the TU5JP4 dashboard wiring harness to work with the EW10J4, but you have to put a lot of research on that. The one I'm doing, for example, is EW12J4 2.2 liter against the 2.0 liter that you are talking about, or you wanted to know if it's possible. So I've done my own research, which took a while for me to be able to figure out how I can make a wiring harness on a 307. Remember, no 307 was produced with EW12J4 engine, and I'm putting EW12. So meaning that I have to work with what is available. The one of the 307 with or one of 307 with one of the engines. I have to work with one of those wires. So I've done my research, find out the one that 307 of one of the engines, petrol engine installed on them, that I can work with to make it possible or to achieve my goal of EW12J4 in a 307. So you understand what I mean. So putting EW10J4 in a car, a 307, formerly with TU5JP4, may work. Let me use the word may work without changing the dashboard wire. But you have to put in that research work. You have to do your own, go your own path. As in other words, it may take some modification to make it work without changing the dashboard wire. So do you have the technical know-how to do it? I may be able to do it, but like I said, I didn't do that research. I have not bothered because I have zero interest in doing such conversion with that engine for my own sake. So I did it because I have that interest and the passion. So I went that far. I was able to realize, okay, one of these 307 with one of these petrol engine can work with my own modification with this engine. So it's possible you can make it work. In other words, put EW10J4 without changing your dashboard wire. Of course, your engine wiring harness has to go, but your dashboard wire may not be, or there may not be need to replace it if you've done your research to find out if it's possible or not. Can I do it? Of course. But then, I mean, you know what it takes to do that kind of it takes a lot. You have to study the entire wiring system, go online, look for the wiring schematic. There are so many things you have to do, and then study the ECUs, this and that, study the VSM. So many things. It takes a lot to find out if you can use current wiring harnesses, especially the dashboard want to work with a different ECU, not meant for that particular wiring harness, or a different engine. So those are the things you have to consider. So it's possible, or you could just go ahead and change the entire dashboard wire without spending, because you have to spend to do all this kind of research or study. More like study, not necessarily. So you have to spend, and put in the effort to learn if it will work or not. And if it not work, how can you make it work? Is there any modification needed on the harness to make it work? Okay, now since we are still talking about power, now I'm going to leak a secret to Peugeot 307 with TU5JP4 engine, especially the phase 2. Now I am speaking based on my own experience on phase 2 Peugeot 307 with TU5JP4, that's T6. So one that I've driven, it's not mine, I didn't own it, but I drove the vehicle. In fact, I drove the car for like a week. And before I even started using the car, I knew the catalytic converter was removed, So I just was using the car, doing some repairs on the car while using it, pending when the owner, he said he would change, you put a catalyst, but I was okay, fine. Before then, let me fix the other thing. So from my experience, man, the 307 that's with TU5JP4 that the catalyst was removed blew my mind in terms of performance. Blew my mind, as in, by what I mean is, I'm not saying it was that quick, but man, I was even wondering, is it this same engine? I mean, that's why I was coming. It was as if the car was complete. It was running with EW10J4 or something else. And the interesting thing is, it wasn't even consuming excessive fuel. The fuel consumption remained almost the same both with or without catalytic converter. So that was what even shocked me, to be honest. I was like, wow. But of course, TU5JP4 engine is a little bit harsh with catalytic converter. You can tell when you start to push it out, the engine becomes sometimes annoyingly noisy, So now without the catalytic converter, you can actually feel that noise more. It gets so harsh when you start pushing it hard. But man, it was quick. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it start moving like V6 or no. But compared to the one with catalytic converter, no, it was much quicker. In other words, I could say the car started behaving as if it had additional 10 horsepower to the 110 or 107 horsepower it had, with catalytic converter. So that's my point. So it's as if you are now driving a TU5JP4 with 120 or 120 something horsepower. That's how I'll put it. So at lower RPM, it was quick. Let me use the word quick, not necessarily fast. Quick means quicker than the normal way it was before under all acceleration. Manual transmission, because that's my experience. I didn't drive the one with automatic to know if they will be the same. But of course, I expect it to react the same way. But this one was with manual gearbox. I was that quick. So now I know most countries is banned to remove catalytic converter. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I experienced. Of course, the owner eventually puts the catalytic converter. So don't say I encourage him to not to put. So I'm just telling you my experience. So it's now up to you. if your country or whatever you want to do. But this is my observation. With that catalytic converter 307 with TU5JP4, at least the test subject or the vehicle, I will call it test subject, was phase 2. In fact, Nigerian production, to be specific. So yeah, it was very quick, and the fuel consumption remained the same. I won't say better, but at least it was consuming very as little as the one with catalytic converter. Because that's the advantage TU5JP4 engine has. The fuel consumption, especially in 307, is very, very good. So for someone who probably may not be able to fit in TU5, P2EW10J4 engine, maybe I don't know. If it's like I said, I'm not telling you what to do, but if it's allowed in your country, maybe you could buy an empty cylinder. In other words, a cylinder that the catalytic converter has been removed. That's the exhaust part that doesn't have catalytic converter inside, the comb inside already. Remove the one, mount it, drive the car maybe for an hour or a day or two, see how it behaves, to know if you can decide to use it that way, at least to gain some power that you are looking for. But like I said, it comes at a price. The noise, you feel it, but not too bad. Someone like me, I may not care. I don't even care, not that I may not care. It doesn't bother me, but maybe it may bother you. However, there's something one I saw somebody did, same engine, but I didn't drive it. 307 phase 2 T6 with TU5JP4. They removed the catalytic converter, now modify that cylinder, that empty cylinder, to reduce the sound, the noise that comes with the one that is empty. So let me show you the picture. You can see it here. So this is the normal catalytic converter for that cylinder or the port attached on Peugeot 307 with this engine. Similar one in 206 with this engine. That's TU5JP4, the 1.6 liter petrol engine. So as you can, they did this construction on it. So I don't know how they did it. Put some, I don't know how to, but you can see this is not the factory way it should be or look like. So they did this thing, this opening on some welding, put a pipe inside, all those stuff. I didn't drive the car to know how the sound will be, but I want to believe that drone noise probably will not be there anymore, unlike if it was empty, or the ones that were completely empty when their catalysts were removed. So if you actually want the noise, the sound to be better, maybe you could do this like this person did, or maybe there could be a better ones. I don't know, but I say I just took this picture in case that was a long time ago. Anybody who is interested can do something similar like this. But like I said, I'm not telling you what to do to your car. I'm not telling you to break your country's law or not to break the law. But at least I've tested and it was much better in terms of power output, fuel consumption, much better than the one with catalytic converter. I'm telling you, at least fuel consumption was basically almost the same, but the power was much better, much more better, honestly. So you may have to consider that too. Like I said, you may not need to damage your catalytic converter. Is okay. Just buy one that the cylinder is empty or this catalytic converter is bad. You remove what's inside, connect it, keep the one that is good, run it for a while, a day or hours. If it's okay by you, well, fine. If it's not okay, then you put back your normal good catalytic converter and live with the vehicle power until you can get one that produces more power. Alright, so that's what I wanted to add on this video, or to the earlier one I did was it day or 2 days ago. So